On behalf of Vedanta Society of Greater Houston, I welcome you all back again. Those of you are returning from day before yesterday, and those of you who are new, I welcome you to our center. We are very honored, we are very happy that we have Swami Ishatmananda Ji Maharaj, who's the president of the Vivekananda Vedanta Society of Chicago, to be here with us, and he has been giving some very inspirational and beautiful talks. Yesterday he did a wonderful retreat on tapasya. I mean, all of us, I'm sure, who were here will go back and look at it again once more to find out all the points that he had given yesterday. So I'll give a short, brief introduction for Swamiji. And if you want to know more about him, go on the website. He's a very accomplished, very, very, I can't find the word. What's that? Illustrious, exactly. Illustrious Swami of the order. If you go on the website of Vivekananda Vedanta Society, you'll get a detailed information on him. So here is a little bit of an appetizer for you all to go home and read more. So, like I said, Swami Ishatmananda Ji is a monk of the Ramakrishna Order and president of the Vivekananda Vedanta Society of Chicago and Vivekananda Monastery and Retreat in Ganges, Michigan. He joined the order in 1975 and was ordained Swami in 1986. He served at Advaita Ashrama, a publication center of the Ramakrishna Order, and at the Order's educational institution in Purulia. He founded a center at Port Blair in the Andaman and served as the principal of the Ramakrishna Mission School in Narottam Nagar. He is a member of the board of directors for the Parliament of Religions and is also the religious advisor at the University of Chicago. He has lectured widely and has published several articles. And like I had been saying for the past 2 years, if you haven't had a chance to hear him before this, go on YouTube and listen to him in Bengali and in English, and he is just wonderful, exceptional. Maharaj, welcome.
Namaskar, dear devotees and friends. This Sunday, I am supposed to be in Chicago and to give the talk on, as I am taking regularly, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. So, as because I am here today, so our devotees in Chicago and all around, all over the world, they'll be listening a direct telecast from here. And here also, in this ashrama also, maybe doing the same thing, direct telecasting. Now we can reach out to so many people. I wish at the time of Swami Vivekananda, this system was there. So this is the advancement of technology, and at the same time, those different things are changing. Technology advancing, life standard is changing, but at the same time, the principle that remains the same. It is not changing. The society is changing, but the real principle that is still there, it never changes. So we will study that. And today we will be trying to understand the creation from the point of view of the Vedanta. So let us begin with this unique prayer, and that is called Shanti Mantra, the end of all Shanti Mantras. It was in the Upanishad, in the Veda. When we say Veda, it means Upanishad. The Veda has two parts, one jnana and karma. The karma means yajna. That is now not much of use. But the jnana kanda, that is, people are still, they are studying and practicing. And what is that jnana kanda? Gist of that knowledge is here in these 4 lines. Many of you know, but please repeat after me. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Udachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purna Eva Abhashishvate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Purnamada Purnam Idam. This, the Brahman is infinite. Purna means infinite. And this universe is also infinite. This is also infinite. This universe. That is also infinite. This is also infinite. Now here's the contradiction. How two infinites can be there? There should be one infinite, isn't it? So the first infinite, we can understand the Brahman, all-pervading consciousness. And then again, this universe, the created thing, is also infinite. We will go to that to answer that afterwards. This is also infinite, they say. Then say, where from this came? Purnasya, Purnamadaya. From that infinite Brahman, this infinite universe has been taken out, created. But the beauty of this, it remains same. Even after taking out the whole thing remains. This we have to understand, and this is the very subtle point of Vedanta, particularly Advaita Vedanta. When we talk about Vedanta, that is the end of the all knowledges. Veda means knowledge, Anta is the end, Vedanta the end of knowledge. And what is that end of knowledge? One. And there is no two. The moment we say the one, that is consciousness, that is Brahman, that is Atman, so many different names are there. From there, everything has created. Whatever we see, right from the small, tiny, little insect crawling over the ground up to the Brahman, Brahma, not Brahman, Brahma, or Hiranyagarbha. Now, friends, one thing, when you talk about the Hinduism, too much of terminologies. So they will be same thing, they will give different names from different angle. So if we can understand that, there is no confusion. And secondly, in Hinduism, is so much of symbolism. They give so much of symbols, it's difficult to understand. Ma Kali, fully symbolic. Ma Durga, symbolic. Shiva, symbolic. Is Shiva is truly having a snake hanging all the time? No, that's all symbolic. Here also, in a symbolic way, they are mentioning from that infinite was taken out, but lo, infinite is remaining. How is it? Actually, one infinite is only there, and we see the reflection. That is the point of view of Advaita Vedanta, non dualistic view. Advaita Vedanta. Then there is a Dvaita Vedanta. How this Dvaita Vedanta came? Explanation. Another person came and he told, no, it cannot be. When we are separating, we are separating. How that can be two? It is complete. It can be one. It is two, separated completely. So we are completely separate from God. And this view is accepted almost in all religions. In Semitic, all the three Semitic religions and other religions, God is different, I am different. And God is all pure, God is all powerful, God is all merciful, everything good, God. And all bad is we. And of course, our Christian brothers and sisters, they give that the origin of the sin, So they didn't listen to the God, so they were cast out, and that scene we are still continuing, etc. That stories. And that way they explain. But everyone tried to understand and explain what is this creation. Why? Because otherwise we are not satisfied. Suppose some people in the jungle, a primitive people, they don't bother about that. They're also there surviving. But here we are living. There's a two different things. Surviving, these trees are surviving, animals are surviving, stones are surviving, but we are living. It's not only surviving, it's living. And this living means constantly making the progress in our thought world, in our life also. And that's why so much we have progressed in science. So that is the way we have to understand. We are constantly living and living in the spiritual life also, constantly advancing, advancing, advancing. So if this is the way we can understand, we are advancing constantly. In the beginning, when the people they started thinking, the what is this? Why this is all happening? Ko ayam, kuto ayata, kaba gati me. Who am I? Where from have I come? Where am I going to go? That started. And they started inquiring, the discussing. And a group of people completely dedicated to find out this, the truth. And they came out with a wonderful reply, wonderful result, and that they called it Brahman. And they said, I have discovered that Purusha. Purusha means not the male. Purusha means one which is residing in every being. What is that? We call it prana. We call it life. We call it the self. And that consciousness is the most important thing. All other things, like the car is there, Tesla, the beautiful car. But suppose the engine is not there. What I am going to do with that car? Only we have to display somewhere that much. If the engine is not there, then it is of no use. Similarly, if the life is not there, a beautiful, robust body, nowadays they always talk about the male, the six pack, okay, 6, 8 packs. But suppose there is no life, what the 6 and 8 or 10, 12 packs, what he will do? Life is the main thing. So always they go for the searching for the life. What is that life? And that is Purna. That consciousness is everywhere. And that is, we have to find out that. So we already studied a few verses, few slokas, but for you, the devotees of the Houston, the Vedanta Society, Greater Houston, so I'll be going a little back, and we started with a beautiful story. You know that always there will be a stories. And these Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, Brihat Aranyaka. Brihat means huge. Aranyaka is a forest, a huge forest of knowledge. And we are passing through that and inquiring about it, knowing about it. Brihat Aranyaka. And Upanishad means that knowledge which takes us to the truth. Upa is near, close. They always say Upanagari. There was a city and then satellite cities. Upanagari. So Upanishad. That truth, I am going to near to that through this knowledge. Then they begin with a sacrifice of a horse. And very difficult in the Western world. They'll be eating meat all the time. But if you talk about the sacrifice, oh my God, this is very bad. All people will take out the procession. No, 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 no. This is very bad. Why? Horse is being sacrificed. So there is a horse sacrifice. Why they started with the horse sacrifice? Because that in those days, 10,000 years before, it was a great thing. And in India, Horses were not available. You can imagine from the Middle East, the horses used to come. Only rich people used to have the horses. Mostly the ordinary other people, the buffaloes or the bullocks, they were there, but the horses were very costly. And the only rich people could offer a horse for the sacrifice. So they began with that story, but it is not real sacrifice of a horse. Only beginning. So the people will come, oh, horse sacrifice, what is that? Let us see. So with that they start. And when they are sacrificing a horse, they will put this, they will put that, different type of arrangements will be there. And they're going on giving the names of that. In the front, there is the sun. At the back, there is the moon. This is the light. That is only describing. And we'll come to know in today's talk that actually what is that horse? Then it says that it's a horse sacrifice. But naturally, the question is what was there in the creation? Science also tried to understand the creation. But in science, the human being is having only 5 organs. Only through those 5 organs they try to understand. If they can't, they can't. And they say, we don't know. And what are 5 organs? Do we all know? The eye, the ear, the nose, the tongue, and the skin. Chakshu, Karna, Nashika, Jiva, and Tak. And nowadays, in the modern society, they have developed different type of very complicated and very subtle type of machineries and in the computer. So same, previously we used to see through the eyes. Now we can see the galaxies also. They have developed the machineries. And they can see inside the body. They can see what is there under the water, what is here, what is there. Through the machineries they are developing. But only 5 things. Before that, they cannot go. The science means only these 5. And with these 5, when they're discovering, then after some days, again, there's another discovery. There is no end to it. They are thinking, oh, this is the last. The atom, oh, this is the atom. Atom is the only source. Then they could break the atom. Then again, the neutron, proton, electron, so many, again, all they broke. And now there's a field of the consciousness they're thinking about, constantly researching. But the researching with these 5 only. And there is always the mistake. There is always the shortcoming. Because how to find this? So, but what the scientists discovering about the world, this is one thing. And then we find the spirituality, the religion, they're also giving the explanation of the creation. And their creation, cause and effect. They try to understand the cause and the effect. Then now, suppose I went to, this is the first time many of you must have heard, and really this is very interesting. The first time in the Muslim world, and that too in the Arab, the Riyadh, they organized all religious meet. Can you imagine? And not only that, they took all the religious leaders, representatives, to their very holy that city, Makkah. This is the first time after so many years, 1,500 years, first time, influence of the great Lord Sri Ramakrishna, slowly penetrating. And they're trying to understand. And this we understand, the religion. There, in my talk, I mentioned what we want. Only 3 things. We like to know. Give us that freedom to know. We like to survive. Please allow us so that we can survive. And we like to be happy. These are the only 3 things that all human being wants. We like to exist. We like to know. And we like to be happy. Is there anything else? No. So this is Upanishad. Though so many thousands of years before, but it's so penetrating. Only three things, and that is present in every being. When an ant is crawling, you go and try to touch it, immediately it will take shelter because it wants to survive. Each and every being wants to survive, and no one wants to die. Even the 91 or 92 years old person, he'll say, I'm enjoying, I'm fine. And I'm continuing this practicing yoga, and I think another 25 years is okay for me. So no one wants to die. So it will continue. So where from it came? It is the effect. We don't like to die. This is the effect. What is the cause? There must be a cause. Cause and effect. There was an accident, they say. There is no cause, so accident. No, there is a cause. Somebody was texting and driving. And that the cause is this absent mindedness. So there is a cause for everything. That's why karma phala, Hindus, they believe. I am not entering into that. This cause and effect. What is the cause? We found that the creator is eternal. And that's why the created being like to be eternal, like to live. And in Hinduism, there are stories. Hanumanji is eternal, he is surviving. Still, some people are searching for Hanumanji somewhere if they find. And good, so many monkeys are getting life. They offer the fruits and all that, they worship the monkeys. Not the monkeys, actually. They're thinking if Hanumanji give the darshan. So, like that. Okay. Hanumanji is surviving. Then Vibhishana is also surviving. And like this, some few are there. So this is the concept of the Hindus, that eternal life. In the Christianity, eternal life is there. And this eternity, this concept came from where? From origin. So there we say our creator is eternal. Then we like to know. Curiosity. Every time everyone wants to know. And that is why everybody, all this media is surviving because of that. Suppose we don't want to know what is happening where. When the king is be marrying or the king's son is going to marry, what is there? In Great Britain, this is a big issue, big thing. When they are going to marry, when they are going to, and all people are, and media people, they will be publishing all this and they are earning a lot of money. Why? Because we are curious. We like to know. And some of the people, they will be inquiring about the neighbors. In our country, it's maximum. So they will be going and inquiring and knowing and gossiping. Where from? That's a bad thing. But the basis is curiosity. Where from the curiosity come? Knowledge. And what is the knowledge is why we are thinking about that? Because our source is knowledge. The cause and effect, eternal, and the knowledge. And the last thing that we all want is happiness. This happiness, each and everyone wants to be happy. And of course, we think if we do like this, get like this, have like that, we'll be happy, happy, happy. And whatever we do for our happiness only, for our joy, for our pleasure. Of course, the pleasure word is used in for different, it has another connotation, but this happiness, the source. So by seeing the effect, we reach to the source. And how? Researchers. In the Hinduism, it is not someone came down and gave the list. That this you should do and this you should not do. No. This is much afterwards. Some of the teachers they gave, but actual knowledge came after researching. So a lot of people they dedicated themselves to find out, and different type of researches were going on. Till now, in the modern society, different type of researches are going on. So many people in so many different ways they are researching. And in those days also they used to research. And the ladies also they used to research. The women they used to research. There are. And the Ramachandra entering into the forest, she is meeting some of the very enlightened ladies. And these are the stories when in the Ramayana, sometimes I speak on that. So these called Brahmavadini, they were all Brahmavadinis. Population was very less. So all were dedicated. Those who were capable, they were all dedicated to research, research, and research. They came out with the truth. And what is that truth? Srindanta Vishye Amritasya Putraha Aye Dhamani Divyani Tastuhu. It's a beautiful way they explain. They listen to me, all ye that's immortal. You are all the children of immortal bliss. Why? Because our source is immortal. Then the question came how it is. We are all dying. Every day we can see the people are dying. How it is that we are surviving? When that in the story in the Mahabharata, and the Dharma is asking the Yudhishthira, what is the surprising in this world? Then he said, Ahani ahani bhutani gachanti yamamandiram. Every moment the people are dying, but dhira sthiramichanti. But those some people, sthiramichanti, those who are surviving, they are thinking, I am not dying. I am not going to die. But that is another one type of answer. It's okay. But do we really die? Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna in the gospel, he is mentioning that when you reach to that height of knowledge, you can understand there is no death, there is no change. If someone is thinking that he is killing, is a mistake. And if someone is thinking, I am dying, it is also a mistake. But we have to understand it properly. Otherwise, those tyrants who are ready to kill people, they will get the support. Oh, see, even Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is also telling that if I kill, there is no sin, no problem for me. It is not like that. They say no one else except one consciousness. So, what is this creation? Then it begins like that. Before the creation, what was there? When they are asking like this, they said there was nothing. The first sentence is Naiveha kinchana agre asit. Na eva iha kinchana agre. Agre in the beginning, asit. Nothing was there. And in the beginning, there was nothing. It's not a nihilistic statement. Sometimes we think there's nothing, no, it is nothing like that. Mrittu eva idam abritam asid. Then they're telling there was nothing actually. Nothing means this creation was not there. In the beginning, it was nothing. And when is that time, when it began? Nobody knows. It is eternal, the creation and sustenance and destruction, the circle after circle going on. When the first creation, nobody knows. But the rishis, they are visualizing that before this creation, there was nothing. And they called this at mrittu. Why mrittu? The moment we think about death, we think about the life. That's why the memorial services, after the death, we always organize the memorial services. We call it Shraddha. This memorial services, that means that person right this moment is not living with us, but he was. The mrittu, look at it, the word they have chosen, the mrittu asid. In the beginning, there was nothing. First they said. Second line they said, Mrittu eva idam abritam masit. Death was covering this. That means there was some absence was there, but something was there. What is that something? In the creation, when the Hinduism is explaining the creation, and obviously Advaita, Dvaita, and in between Vishishta Advaita. Vishishta Advaita supports the Advaita, but again they are little extra. So that is why Vishishta, this is very special, Vishishta. Ramanuja started that. The Dvaita and Advaita. What is the Dvaita says? Vishnu created. They go to Vishnu. What is the meaning of the word Vishnu? Vistareti Vishnu. He is all pervading. But all pervasive we cannot imagine, we cannot think. So they give a form. In the Bhagavata, if you read, from the first chapter to ninth chapter, there is no form. Only in the ninth chapter, when the four sons of Brahma was creating, there's thinking and creating. And he created all the rishis and the four, they call it brothers. Sanaka, Sananda, Sanatan, Sanat Kumar, four brothers. So they were highly qualified, these four brothers, and they came and asked the Brahma, but you are our creator, you are our father. Tell us, who is your creator? We like to know about him. And who is his creator? So they were asking the question ad infinitum, as they call. And who is his creator? Who is his creator? It goes on. Brahma said, I am very busy, and moreover, I do not know who is the creator of my creator. So you better ask him. So he requested the creator, will you please take a form and come and tell these boys, who are you? And there is a beautiful, that question answer, the dialogue goes on. And how that Vishnu came, what form he took? Very first form, a swan. He didn't come as a human form. He came as a swan. There's the beautiful stories of the Bhagavata. And he came and manifested as a swan. And these four boys, we can imagine, they went and paid respect and said, who are you? Then that swan said, hey, why you are asking this question? Is there anyone else before except me? If there is two, then you can compare and you can ask this question, who are you? But you don't know anyone except me, then why you are asking this question? So this way, in the Bhagavata, though dualism, the constant discussion of Advaita goes. And the creation goes. The Vishnu, who is all pervading, he created Brahma. How? Just he thought, I have to create. But instead of directly involving, he created an agent. From where? From his own. He just thought, and the Brahma was created. And Brahma, many of you may be knowing, is having four heads. Again, Hindu symbolism. Brahma is having four heads. Can one have four heads? And how he will create nas? That's so difficult. One head we cannot maintain, and four heads. And naturally, Ravana, 10 heads. And suppose he caught cold, and what will happen? Who is going to help him? And all the 10 noses. So naturally, it is all symbolic. Ravana was so intelligent as if 10 people together. Like the Professor John Wright wrote about Swami Vivekananda, he is so educated and knowledgeable person, all the professors of our university put together won't be equal to him. So now somebody depicting the so many professors says on Vivekananda. So it is not like that. We have to understand the symbolism. The Ravana having 10 heads means he is equal to 10 people. He is so intelligent. That's why when after the death, when Lakshmana went and kicked his head, Rama told, oh, Lakshmana, what you are doing? He's a Brahmana. Why Brahmana? Because he's an intelligent person, intellectual person. The Brahmana that doesn't mean that he was born out of a Brahmin father. No, he was a very intelligent person. So he was a Brahmana, and you should not. That's why one should not put leg to any head. They say Guru Sthana. Why? Because the thinking. So this is and Ma Kali having all the heads hanging, the skulls are hanging. Even here in Hindu temple I went, so many gods and goddesses, but no Kali. Then I asked, why you have not kept the Kali? All gods and goddesses are there. Then, Swamiji, we should not keep Kali because these people will misunderstand. And before they are misunderstanding, you are misunderstanding because you don't know what is Kali. The Kali is not cutting the head of anyone. These are only stories. The Kali is actually keeping all the heads hanging as a garland because it is so precious. We can think, we can cognize, we can decide. No one, no other being can do. That is the specialty of the human. And whoever is intelligent is accepted in this world as a leader. So the rishis, they were that. So they say that Mrittu, they were Abritam, and in the Dvaita, it is Vishnu, all pervading. But just for the sake of the people, as the four brothers, son brothers as they are known in the scripture, Sanat, Sananda, Sanatan, Sanat Kumar, so son brothers. These son brothers wanted, so he came. And then afterwards, when ultimately the Brahma requested, please take a form so that we can worship you. Otherwise, it has become difficult for us to meditate. The intelligent people can do, but ordinary people, this is very helpful when you come and see it and look at the picture. We get something. And those who are not having any, they are not developing in spirituality, if you notice. Majority of the people can't without any. The children, if they don't have the picture, if they don't have the dolls, how they will learn quickly? So they need symbols. This is the symbols for learning. So Vishnu took the form. How only the Shiva and the Brahma, they could see no other gods or goddesses. In a flash she came, and it is a terrible sound. Om, that was the sound. And they saw in a flash Shankha Chakra Gada Padmadari, the huge form of the Lord Vishnu. So from there they started thinking like this. So the form came in that way. This is the Dvaita. From Vishnu, Brahma. And Brahma started meditating. Four heads are four Vedas. The four heads means the four Vedas. All the Vedas he knew, and that's why the four Veda. And from that knowledge he was creating. Advaita said there was nothing, only Asti. Asti was there, something was there. And they explained in a beautiful way. They said that a disciple, he came to the teacher and asked, can you please explain where that Brahman resides? So why not? Go and bring that fig. There's a fig tree. He brought the fig. And break the fig, the small, tiny little thing that he broke. And inside the fig, there were so many small, small seeds, hundreds of them. Take out one. Very carefully, you have to take out one. And then the teacher asked, break that also. He somehow opened it. And what he saw, what you are seeing there, nothing. Nabiha, kinchana agre asid. Kinchana, nothing was asid. It was nothing was there. And when you open the seed of the fig, nothing is there. But the master said, but if you put that tiny little seed, the huge tree will come. That means something is there. You cannot see it. You cannot touch it. You cannot feel it, but still it is there. And that something is there. Asti, asti, asti. I am. Now somebody said, hey, you are not leaving. Where are you? If they go on like that, I am there. The self-confidence, I am there. There's no problem. The stories in childhood days, we used to study the stories. The self-confidence, if you lose your self-confidence, what happened? One Brahmana, after the worship, he got a goat. And he was so happy. So he was carrying the goat on him, that he will take it home. So he was carrying on his shoulder. Then the four young boys, very naughty in that village, they planned, oh my God, it's a beautiful goat. We will have a nice feast today. But somehow we have to convince this man that it is not a goat, it is a dog. So, in four different places, the four they stationed themselves. And when the man came over there, the Brahmin, old man, he said, "Oh, Namaskar, but why, being a Brahmin, you are carrying a dog on your shoulder? Ah, it's not good. Leave it, because if other people see, what they will think? Oh, no, it is not the dog, it is a goat. I can see it. I got the goat." Then he denied. After some distance, again another person came, but say, of the four boys, the second one said the same thing. "Oh my God, what you are doing, carrying a dog on your shoulder? You have to go and bathe in the Ganga. Put it down. We will take care of it." Then he said, "No, it is a goat." Third time, doubt entered in his mind. Oh, so everyone is telling it is a dog. Maybe I am making the mistake. And the judgment, the one donated, he actually cheated me. It is a dog, a black dog. But still he carried. The fourth one, when he came and said the same thing, "Sir, please drop it. The village is nearby. If the villagers see you, then what will happen to you? You will lose your caste." Then he said, "No, no, no, no. Then please don't tell anybody." He left that goat thinking that he is leaving the dog, lost the self confidence. So if you lose the self confidence because the world is going on telling like this, you lose everything. That's why Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna asked Swami Vivekananda, if the whole world stands before you and oppose you and saying that you are wrong, what you will do? And he said, "I will think the dogs are barking, I will go in my own way." So this self-confidence is necessary, very strong self-confidence. This is necessary. So here they say that when you are thinking, the first thing, creation, and the creation, cause and effect. In the cause and effect, we are having these qualities, so our creator must be having the same quality. So why not? So this is the way we have to understand. And Vishishta Advaita, just in one sentence, I can tell you. In the Vishishta Advaita, it says, fire and the sparks. So about these, I should tell you, this gives us the power of attention. A little music here, then why should you be disturbed? Suppose you were, suppose you were in the streets of New York, the hustles and bustles and all this going on, and as because lot of immigrants are there and they use their own ideas and they'll be honking all the way. Even then, in the hustles and bustles and sound, if you can concentrate your mind, you are concentrated. So here and there, a little bit of the beautiful music that is coming up at the background of the talk. That's good. What is wrong? So concentrate. Concentrate and never ever deviate. So this is a good training also of our own mind and testing. So Vishnu, and then came the Brahma and the creation of Dvaita. We are discussing about the creation of Vedanta. Vedanta, Dvaita, Vishishta Dvaita, Advaita. Dvaita says it is Vishnu, it's all pervading, but at the same time with a form to so that we can get the help from that form, that Vishnu. And from there, Vishnu directly is not doing, is Brahma. Brahma is having four heads because four knowledge, four Veda. And he is creating. That's why he is red. When the people are working, they become red. And the red is the symbol of Rajaguna, the working, thinking, and all. So Brahma is creating. That is Dvaita. Advaita, this is the consciousness, which is Osti. It is there. We were discussing about the fig and the seed of the fig. Nothing is there, but something. That's called Asti. It is there. And from that, it comes Hiranyagarbha. From the Dvaita, Vishnu and Brahma. From the Advaita, it is the Brahman, not Brahma, Brahman, and then Hiranyagarbha. The Hiranyagarbha is the golden egg, as if. And from there, all creation. And when it started creating, it's called Virat. These are all terminologies. So this has been created. And this is the way we go. Swami Vivekananda said, it is not creation, it is projection. We do not know when it was created. The beginning of the creation, we don't know. So it is projection. Sometimes it was created, we do not know. But every time it is projected. There's the movies. Somewhere they shoot all this and then it is projected. Wherever there is the film and projector, and you can see the movie. The same way it is projected. And that is the reason everything is repeating again and again. This is the symbolic of Hinduism and this creation. And Vishishtadvaita, as I was telling, they only say, as the Advaita said, that it is only projecting. The Vishishtadvaita says, no, little difference is there, like the fire and the spark. The spark is having all the properties of the fire, but at the same time separate from the fire. Vishishta, that is the special, the Vishishta. And Advaita is one. Dvaita, completely separate. God separate, I am separate. Vishishta Advaita, one, at the same time separate. So this is special, Vishishta. And Advaita, we are not separate. It is only one. How that can be? Then they will come. In the first book of the second chapter, fifth mantra, we find Richa, Yajumsi, Samani, Chandamsi, Yagyan, Praja, Pashun, Idam, Sarvam, Asrijat, or Srijat. Srijat means created. What? Richa. That means all the truth. And Yajumshi, the Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, Atharva Veda, that means whole knowledge. That was created. And Yagyan, also the sacrifice. Prajaha, all beings. Pashun, or the human being, and Pashun. Idam Sarvam, and everything that you see was created. How? Just imagine. I am not reading all the verses, that will be too much for you. And, the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, this goes on repeating. So, everything was created. From first, he himself thought, let me have a mind. Who thought? The consciousness. As if thought, let me have a mind. Why mind? The first, he had that mind. Mind can think. And after that, he said, well, let me have Bacha. I can talk. So he expressed. See how it is going on. What we do, we first think. Then we express through words, isn't it? That Supreme Being also first thought. And to think, we need a mind. So he thought, let me have a mind. Akamayata. So akamayata. Again and again. So many that. What is that? It is not Brahman. It is the Hiranyagarbha, the second state, down to that. And then it says, Akamayata. He thought, what? Let me have a mind so that I can think. And he thought. And after thinking, you have to express. So that way. One gentleman, I gave him some work, and he went to your office, and then he tried 2-3 times, but they were not understanding him. So he complained, well, I talk to them, but they are not understanding it. I told, have you taken everything written, or you're going and talking to them? He said, I went and talked to them, explained. I understood his English. So that is not their fault. It is anyway, no problem. Then to encourage him, I said, oh, don't worry. As because we have learned only Queen's English. No, these people, their English is not Queen's English. So they don't understand us. You better take your daughter. Daughter, she was born and brought up over here. And then you tell that in Bengali, and daughter will translate that into English. I think that will help. And that really clicked. So when because the daughter's pronunciation, everything, so you have to express, you have to explain. There are so many wonderful teachers. They know everything so in detail, but can't express. To become a leader, one should be very good speaker. Otherwise, he won't be able to become a first grade leader. So that is the way that you have to express yourself and beautifully. So he thought, let me have that also. Then everything came. Sa yajjadeva asrijat, whatever he created, tattadeva attum adhriyata. This is a very old Sanskrit. Attum adhriyata, they say it in this way, whatever he created, he took it back as if he ate it. And here it says, oh, I have created a baby. Now let me eat this baby. This type of words are there. And the modern society will, oh my God, what they're telling. It is not, everything is symbolic, right? So I have created this. And except me, there is the second one is that baby. What is that baby? My creation. And let me take it back. And they said, let me eat. And then if I eat that, nothing will remain. So the beautiful way they're explaining, but you have to have an open, clear mind to understand them. Otherwise, chances of misunderstanding is much more over here. The one person, if they go on reading, oh my God, what they're talking about, then Vai Sarvam Atti Iti, what he did, he ate everything. He took it inside, everything. If you have read the biography of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, all you know that Sri Ramakrishna saw this creation, sustenance, and destruction in one circle. He was sitting after his meditation under the tree in Dakshineshwar. Suddenly he saw a beautiful lady coming from the water of the Ganga, and she was pregnant. Then she gave birth of a child, and she was nourishing the baby so carefully and lovingly. Then suddenly she took that baby within herself. So the creation, sustenance, and destruction, it goes on. But if you see the picture, when you read those, oh my God, what is happening? We think in that way. But the creation is like this. There is no death. It is only going back to the source and getting ready to become another form. Like these all stills and irons, the old irons, they will take, again they will put it into fire, again they will come in the liquid form, again another type of iron will come out. But same iron coming out. This earth, from the earth only, earthen pots are coming out, a beautiful earthen pot, then we decorate on that, then suddenly by mistake someone break it, we throw it over there, it goes back to the source in the earth. Again someday somebody will be digging same earth, again maybe the potter will make a pot out of that. It goes on like that. So when it is destroyed, we are all crying. And that is why in the Bhagavad Gita, in the second chapter, Krishna said, unnecessarily you are crying. It is not necessary. Nobody is going to die. It cannot be. What we are actually throwing out at physically, this body only. Like a disused garment. That we are sometimes the old garments we leave, like that the body we are leaving and getting another life, another body. So he says it took it. And when it took it, it became Aditi. The meaning of the Aditi means is the source of everything. In the Rig Veda, they say Aditi is the mother of everything. That means that Brahman, it first created and it sustained, it took it back. Again, the source will come out. Again, the creation will be there, is from the Aditi. So, Akamayata, he, that Hiranyagarbha, we have to keep in mind, it is not Brahman. Brahman is untouched. He is not doing anything. Only he thought, and from his thought, Hiranyagarbha came. The Hiranyagarbha is functioning. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, I am giving the example so it becomes easy for us to understand. He could do everything, but he cannot. He said, see, this body is so frail, I cannot do. So he chose Swami Vivekananda. His mind was pure. See, he gave him so much of temptations. And he told, I will give you 8 supernatural power. Do you like to take that? The young boy of only 18, 19 years. And he said, no. Am I going to get the God realization out of that? No. But you'll be famous in this world. You can do anything with the power of those 8, the supernatural power, yogic power. Vivekananda said, no, it is not necessary. He understood that he is the right person. Then what happened? Sri Ramakrishna entered into Swami Vivekananda. One day, Sri Ramakrishna was lying down, very sick, and young Narendranath was sitting in a little distance. Then Sri Ramakrishna was gazing at the boy, and Narendra felt that the electric shock is coming. And he shouted, lo, the old man entered into me. The power entered into Narendra. And Narendra did all these miracles. Only 29 years, young man. And that too from the Calcutta University, second grade, not even the first grade. One person was saying, oh, the Vivekananda second grade? I was fast. That's good. And good. See, and this Vivekananda came, stood, and said, sisters and brothers, everybody was totally mesmerized. What is there? Sisters and brothers is the English word. But they were mesmerized and they started following him. Each and every one, the Mr. and Mrs. Palmer, they were so rich, Mr. and Mrs. Palmer, and they still have the huge property in the Detroit area. And so many. There's a books are there, their pictures and names. All rich and high, powerful society, they were following Vivekananda. What was there? The power of God. Similarly, this supreme being created, if we look from the Dvaita point of view, the supreme being that was known as Vishnu created Brahma, and Brahma created everything. And from the point of view of Advaita, it is that consciousness created Hiranyagarbha, and Hiranyagarbha, Virat, from Virat, everything. Then it went back to, again, to Hiranyagarbha, who was named as Aditi. Why the female form? Because creation. Now the Aditi, the mother of the universe. Now again, this last sentence I will read and conclude. We started with Ashwamedha Yajna. And what is that Ashwa? Horse. And this Ashwa, the horse, how it became, look at it. This is the Sanskrit word. And he saw Akamayata. This Hiranyagarbha again desired. What is the desire? His prayer. Madhyama ma idam syat. Madhyama ma idam syat. May this body of mine be fit for sacrifice. Sacrifice means dedication. Then finally it says, Tata Ashwata, Tata Ashwa Samadbhavat, Tata Ashwata, Tata Ashwa Samadbhavat. Ashwata means expansion. It is a swelled, and that's called Ashwata. And so it was named as Ashwa, horse. It is not real horse. So that is the way we have to understand. And sometimes the clouds are known as go. And go is not the cows. It's the clouds. And clouds are traveling, flying. But some people by mistake, they said in the Veda it says our cows are flying. It's not the cows. How the cow can fly? But anyway, they won't listen. No. It is written over there. Cows are flying. And if the Veda has said, we must have to believe that. Not in that way. They have different meaning. One word, different meaning. Atman, so many meanings. Atman means the body. Atman means the soul. Atman means the supreme God. All same Atman. And in Bengali, this way they use some same word, so many different meaning. They will say, Harir upare Hari boshe shobha paye. The Hari was sitting on Hari, and it is a beauty. Hari ke dekhiya Hari, Hari te lukai. And then the Hari saw another Hari, and he was hiding in Hari. Same Hari. You know the first Hari? Hari rupare Hari boshe shobha paye. That means on a big petal, a frog was sitting, and he was sitting over there croaking. That is the first Hari, the big flower petal and the frog. Then Hari ke dekhiya, after seeing another Hari, there's a snake, the third Hari. Hari te lukai. This frog jumped inside the water. The water is Hari, the big petals is Hari, the frog is Hari, and the snake is also Hari, and that's why Hari Luta, this is called. So, then naturally, if you don't understand the meaning of the word, it's so difficult. So many varieties. As I was telling, our Sanskrit teacher used to tell us, if they could minimize the sentences and discovering only one word and applying that for many things, they used to get the joy of having a son. And the father, they get the joy after having a son, putra laver ananda, that they will be having the joy of the son. So this is, the Asha actually is nothing but this. They expand it. And expansion is life. Contraction is death. So Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, that supreme being, he worked through Swami Vivekananda. They were not separate. That's why the guru and the disciple are on the same level, getting the same worship. And there was a great confusion in the beginning. And a group of people, direct disciples, the brother disciples of Swami Vivekananda, after Vivekananda's passing away, they kept their photo by the side of Sri Ramakrishna, started worshipping, because they knew what the Naren Vivekananda was. But some of the devotees from the East Bengal, they started complaining. No, it is not the tradition. Guru and the Shishya, their seat should be lower. The Guru and the Shishya cannot be in the same stage, and Shishya cannot take even the pranam, forget about the worship along with the Guru. So they came to Holy Mother for the judgment. So see, they are making the great mistake. They have kept Narendra, Swami Vivekananda, by the side of Sri Ramakrishna. You know what the mother replied? Ma Sharadamani Devi, she told, had Sri Ramakrishna was there, he would not have allowed Naren to sit by his side. He would have kept him on his head. And when the Naren was doubting, the why you are my guru, you should do like this, they will be having the same food and so. Then the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, you and me are not separate, we are same. In the Mahabharata, the great war, when the Arjuna was doubting whether he should fight or not, what the Krishna said, I have already done. You only nimitta matra bhava sabhya sachin. Just you are functioning, because I have already done it. And when he was mentioning in the Bhagavad Gita that I am this, I am this, I am this, there he mentioned, Sri Krishna mentioned, among the Pandavas, I am not Yudhishthira, Arjuna. Among the Pandavas, I am the Arjuna. Yudhishthira was very truthful, but he was not completely dedicated to God. Whatever the God will ask me to do, I will do without hesitation, because we are same. So that is the difference. Sometimes some people, they misunderstand why Swami Vivekananda should be a group of disciples in the beginning of Swami Brahmananda ji, they started raising the voices. Why Vivekananda will get so much of importance? Not our guru. They were brother disciples. They were of the same equal, etc., etc. But Vivekananda was completely different. Even Brahmananda ji mentioned, "No, we are not of that complete," because he was Sri Ramakrishna himself. The Ma Sharadamani Devi, Sri Ramakrishna worshipped her and gave her his rosary to her. You know this incident. And one should read the biography of these three, and then only you will understand the true religion. This that here when we are mentioning about the creation, I will conclude with this. After the creation, I'm actually skipping some of the chapters and verses, and we are now reading the 1, 3, and 28 verse. The first book and third chapter, 28 verse. Athata abhyaroha. After the creation, sustenance, now we have to go back. Otherwise, suffering. If you love this place, then it will be suffering. Suppose you go to a hotel somewhere and you stay there permanently, they won't look at you as guest. In Belur Math, when you go, they say you are coming from outside, 3 days you are guest. From the fourth day, you will be treated equally. What the guest, you will get little extra dishes, you know. The- that much. And from the fourth day, only dal roti, chalo, nothing else. So, so naturally, if you are continuously living in this and you are loving this world, suffering will be extreme again and again and again. There's so many stories are there. So you have to go back. How you will go back? Prayer. And what is the prayer? We will conclude. Please repeat after me the unique prayer of the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. And it is in the Rig Veda also. Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritam gamaya. Take me from the evil to good. That is the prayer. Asato. Asato means that which is not living the next moment. It's temporary to the permanent. So asato ma sad gamaya, to the permanent. Tamaso ma jyotir gamaya, from the ignorance to the knowledge, to the light. What is that ignorance? I am this body. I am this mind. And I belong to this family. There are so many, they will be only worshipping their family, their forefathers. So that they only remain over there. And sometimes we make the great mistake. Oh, this is my culture, this is my this. That's why monks are not supposed to join in the social or political movement. Why? It's all temporary. Today I am a Hindu and born in India, and it's okay. I do not know. Next life, where I am going to be born and what religion I will have, we don't know. So that is why, so we have to be tamaso, the ajnana, the ignorance, to the knowledge. And finally, mritturma amritam gamaya, from the death to immortality. Death means temporary end, but immortality means constant existence. This life, this body, this name, this form is temporary. Someday we will die. But if we go to the immortality, then we will never go through these experiences. The little tiny drop of water is an individual. But when it falls in the ocean, it becomes the ocean. So I am a little tiny personality, but when I go and merges with the ocean of Brahman, I become Brahman myself. So that is the ultimate goal. Thank you, friends. Thank you for giving patience hearing. And May that Supreme Being bless us all so that we can break this little bondage of me and mine. The little bondage only, me and mine, but a very strong bondage. And if we can break it and embrace each and everything as the manifestation of the Supreme Consciousness, the great joy and eternity we will get. Let that we achieve in this very life itself. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.